sex fantasies that women love. And the number 7 is role play. Role play is a topic that I'm sure I've talked about a lot of times, at least twice or more than twice. Role play is very, very common fantasy. But in these days, I don't know how many people actually role play. These are spices that you put into your relationship to make the sex to come back alive. So sex shouldn't all just be you started kissing and you're touching, and the next thing you're trusting, and then next thing you come, and that is the daily routine that you have. If it's the common thing that you do all the time, just make sure that you don't have sex often, because you're going to get tired of repeating one thing. So if you have sex maybe once in 2 weeks, once in a month with your partner, you know that it's something that you do once in a while. So whenever you try it again, it keeps the memory alive, it remains fresh, because it feels like you haven't had sex in ages, or you know you have sex like every week all the time, and then you just keep repeating the same thing. It gets boring along the line. So role play is one of those spices we put in the relationship, in the sex, to make it come back alive. So now role play is a lot of people's fantasy. In fact, some people just love doing role play, but some people haven't practiced it before, so they actually want to experience it. This one is not so tabooish, but it could sound childish to someone's ear, but actually it does a lot in spicing up your relationship. It's being childish and being goofy should be part of what makes a relationship going. Because if you're not goofy, you're not behaving childish sometimes with your significant other, I wonder what makes it fun. Everyone cannot be matured in that relationship, of course. Now, the role play can be you acting out to be a student and a teacher. And then the teacher will have to be maybe the dominant one. The student will have to be the one listening to the teacher. It could be a doctor and a patient. It could be a doctor and a nurse that is sneaking around in the hospital to have sex when they are done attending to patients. It could be a police officer and an offender. It could be a lawyer that is supposed to defend a criminal and the criminal. It could be a prisoner and a jailer. It could be just any character. It could be a waitress and a customer. So some people have this as a fantasy, and they have explored and experienced it, but they want to try another role. So there are a lot of different role plays you can play, and this is also a very common fantasy that a lot of women have, and this one is not difficult to achieve. Some people want to be a Barbie. They want to wear colored wig, wear heels. They want to be a stripper while you are the one that came to the club to watch. So role play is beautiful. So if this is your fantasy, this is beautiful. It is something you shouldn't shy away from talking to your partner about. It is something you can make happen just within the swipe of a finger, because this doesn't sound tabooish at all. It's more like accent.